G'day and welcome to today's lesson on wet felted fleeces. My name's Nate. I'm from Riverina Valleys, Tocumwal, New South Wales. On farm we've got a mixture of cattle crop and a small flock of Valet black-nosed sheep, both pure and some in the breed up program. So we'll start today by just going through some of the essentials, I suppose, pre-project that you'll have to organise for doing a wet felted fleece. To start off today, one of the first items we'll need is I've got a piece of calico or an old bed sheet. We'll use this to roll up the fleece at the end for fulling. We've got watering can, anything will do, soda bottle, Coke bottle, watering can if you've got one handy. I use some of this non-slip mat. I picked it up from a dollar store or something similar. I've got a curtain shear. This is what we'll use to rub through onto our rovings and our feltings. This one is some sort of fake nylon type material. It doesn't seem to pill, and I've been able to use it a fair bit. Soap, lots of soap. So this one's Earth's Choice, palm olive, something similar. I've got a bar of olive soap that we'll get into. If we're using frames, staple gun. I've got some Velcro collars that I use during lambing for marking sheep. They'll come in handy to tie our fleece up or roll it up onto our pull noodle during the project. I've got some bubble wrap. Some people use old pull covers. I find the bubble wrap works just fine. And I've got two timber frames. Now, we don't always use the timber frames. This fleece behind me was from a sheep from a friend of mine named Andy. Andy the ram, he didn't need a frame. He was way too big, so we did it on the floor. These two frames here, for those that do metric, this one's 110 by 82 centimetres or 43 inches by 32 inches. And this smaller one here is 60 centimetres by 90 centimetres or 23 inches by 33 inches. So these are the basic things that you're going to need before you start your project. One thing I didn't mention, one of the most important things, is some rovings. Now this is Ballet Cross English Leicester rovings. This is from our sheep. Each one of these bumps is about 180 grams, and I've probably got about another 20 grams here. So I'm hoping with the fleece that we're going to use for this demonstration, that's going to be enough. We'll soon find out. All right, so we're going to move on to talking about fleeces. Now, if I can avoid working on the floor, I do. Just a couple of portable tables from your local hardware or outdoor supply is ideal to get you up off the ground. We'll have a look at, fleeces, ideally in the best case scenario, if you can have your fleece rolled when it's shorn, it will make your life a lot easier and save you a lot of time. Now, this fleece wasn't rolled. I've just put it in here as an example. This fleece actually came to me from a friend and it was just shoved in a post bag. It's a good one to use as an example because we're going to have to overcome probably a few hurdles because the fleece wasn't rolled. So I think, yeah, if you're working with your own animals and you can shear them and roll them either cut side up or down, whichever way they land, and keep them intact as possible. The best way to do it, use it for later on, is by having it rolled like this. All right, so if you're lucky enough to get a rolled fleece, that's really good. What we're going to do is we're just going to unroll this one. Ideally, this is the best way to do it, if you can get your hands on one. All right, so this fleece is a pure Valet Blacknose fleece off a ram that's probably about a year and a half old. Now this fleece, I was lucky and unlucky in that this sheep had not long been shown before it was shorn, which means it's actually quite clean, and that will help in the process. It is nice to have a little bit of extra lanolin in it, but it's not essential. What we're going to do, so this one is a little bit screwed up. I'm going to take time and try and align our locks up and our cut sides down. So we're just going to be really gentle with it. Just see if we can't fold it back into its natural shape, get rid of some bugs. And as we go through it, if we find little bits of vegetable matter, now's a good time, and we'll do this through the whole process. So we're going to tease that vegetable matter out and get it out the way. A table is ideal so you're not working on the floor. If you have to, you can. This guy here was done on the floor just because I didn't have tables big enough. We'll get rid of any ants and other animals that are crawling around. All right, so we're just going to tease through it. Just try and get these locks up. And as we see it and as we find it, we're going to just tease out any vegetable matter that's in there. Like I said, I'm kind of lucky because this fleece had, this animal had been shown, which means it had been brushed and washed, and a lot of the vegetable matter had already been taken out. But I have worked with plenty of fleeces that have tons of it in there. So we just take time and tease it out. Now, I do have a little hook tool sometimes that I use right at the end. It's like a little steel pick, which I'll show you later on. Generally, I use that when the fleece is wet, right at the end. But we're just going to, as we have a look through, we're just going to try and push those cut sides down. Try and figure out, there's a whole bunch of cut side there. It's obviously twisted over in the post or when it was put into packaging. So just going to figure out which way nature wanted it to be. So I might have to come around the other side. More vegetable matter. Just trying to be gentle. If we find a cut side and a small lock, we're just going to put it down. I'm going to take out that vegetable matter. All right, so we've got a nice fold of flocks here. Nice fold of locks here. And I've just got to figure out what's going on, where they've managed to flip themselves over. All right, so we got a bit of a break here. Right, there we go. So we've flipped that over. It's a little bit of skirting material. We'll get rid of that, get that out the way. And we've got this, just trying to figure out what's going on here, where this is twisted. We've still got that twist. Most of the rest of it looks pretty good. Just get that vegetable matter out.